Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Welcome to Drinkin' Bros, kids. Got some of your faves on the show today. VetTV is here, D'Anthony. It always gets weird. It's just, we can't stop that.
I was wondering if, I haven't talked to him in a while. I was wondering if Donny O'Malley had been able to purchase any shirts with fucking sleeves. Apparently not.
Cut to Donny. There he is. Look at that. My God, man. I'm surprised you even have clothes on.
That's true. It's like, you're like, it's a normal person and then you and then fucking Rudy.
Yeah.
Right? It gets more shirtless and gayer as it goes down the list. God damn it.
I can't fuck with Rudy, man. Rudy's the king.
Yeah, he's the king of that shit.
He's definitely the king. Where are you guys at? It looks like you guys met on Grindr for the first time, and now
That's what I said. This is a one-person couch.
Wow. Look at you guys. I mean, just all snug as a bug in a rug together.
And what's up with the gay flag behind you?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I just want to make sure that we're always showing pride. Today is Pride Day.
I'm gonna buy you like a half pride, half EGA. Like it's a pride flag with an EGA on it in the middle. What do you think?
I will hang that outside of my fucking house, Dan.
Okay.
I
believe you actually.
Yeah, so do I. Where are you living? Where are you living out these days?
Paradise. It's called Cardiff, part of Encinitas on the beach.
In California?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I mean the pride flag there would go. That would work well. Texas, not so much. You'd probably get a few looks here in Texas. Down there, you're good to go.
I don't think anybody cares.
No one cares.
No
one cares. It used to be a thing. People are over that since what? The fucking 80s, I think.
No, that was when AIDS.
No, I think like maybe 5 years.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6. Was it really 5 or 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Who put that in? It was Obama put the gay marriage in, right?
On accident. So Biden was on Good Morning America or something doing an interview, and he announced that they were going to support marriage equality, and then kind of forced Obama's hand.
Oh, no shit.
That was the same year that Hillary Clinton flipped to being pro marriage equality after fighting it vehemently.
Yeah.
Before people, it's weird how cowards will just fold under pressure like that. You know what I mean?
It's a win for Biden at least. At least he did something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How's everything going in your world? What new projects are you working on at VetTV?
Well, there's Nick's project. Let's talk about the war, our docuseries. We're taking a new turn, Ross. We're actually, I don't know how excited you'll be about it, but we're making more serious stuff nowadays. We're trying to bring the company in a new direction and not keep it so focused on comedy. Now, granted, we will still continue to make the kind of fucked up comedy that makes people like us happy, but we're also going to open up the scope of content and offer different types of things, starting with docuseries, which Nick was the lead.
That's awesome. Yeah, look, I don't mind dramatic affair, if you will. Or fair. Who fucking knows, dude? I've had so much pre-workout today. I'm on fire. I know you were gassing through. What was it? What were you drinking over there? You're up to 900 grams of some bullshit?
Echelons. This shit is no joke. I showed up and I was like shaking my ass off. Donnie's like, what's going on? I was like, I need to get this sandwich in my belly because I'm at like 900 milligrams of caffeine at this point.
Fucking cracked out.
Dude, I am porking off this Cardomax right now. I should probably put that down and switch to the seltzer for Christ's sakes. But I don't mind dramatic stuff as long as it's shot well. So let me ask you this. Is it scripted or is this more documentary style?
It's definitely a documentary style, all unscripted. We brought in a good group of guys from all walks of life. Griff from Combat Flip Flops, Awesome Animal Bombs. So quite a few guys in there, essentially just talking about the war and about how we fucking failed Afghanistan miserably. And no one gives a shit because now the whole country is worried about pronouns and fucking Dr. Seuss being racist, but they want to completely negate the fact that, we just fucking handed the Taliban over $50 billion worth of infrastructure.
Sorry, 90 billion. Not to correct you. I just want everybody to know the magnitude of our incompetence. It's super important.
We're in good company.
Yeah.
We're the dumbest motherfuckers of all time.
Yeah.
It would be comical if it was a TV show. It's like Gomer Pyle being played out in front of your eyes every fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at the Ukraine shit that's going on now, it's like, let's just not get involved in that. I don't really care about Ukraine, you know? Sorry. Like, I wish it was, if it was a beautiful, like, if it was like Italy or like the, you know, south of France, I'd be like, let's fight our asses off. But what are we really missing? Some potato soup out of Ukraine? Like, I'm good.
Worst.
I'm good. When's the first dramatic series scheduled to air on VetTV?
So we actually just wrapped episode 6 on Wednesday, and that is the final episode. So the entirety of it's out now, and it's on our platform. And man, the response that we're getting is unbelievable, because I'm sure, as you guys know, the comment thread and anything veteran related is the most cannibalistic and fucking aggressive shit of all time. And so undertaking this, 6 episode series of talking about the war, I was just mortified at, the potential backlash in the event that I fuck this up. But I have yet to see one negative comment surrounding this. And I think that we actually did everyone a justice, and we called out the people that need to get called out, and we, highlighted our failures and just kind of ran with it. And essentially we're just begging not to fucking repeat Vietnam, which we did with Afghanistan. And then hopefully we don't do that shit with Ukraine.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, it depends on what media outlet you're watching or listening to at the moment. CNN today was trying to jam in your face that it's imminent. We're going in any day. Get ready. We're going in a war any day. And then Fox says nothing on it. So I don't know what to believe.
Well, whatever happens in war, it's not we going to war. It's like a couple of people.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're going to fucking, now that we're all done with this, even us that have been in war before, now that we're done with this, it won't be us going to war. It'll be like fucking a couple of 10,000 people, maybe, something like that. Right?
But we treat it like our sports team. Like when I'm watching Ohio State, I'm saying we're playing today at 3:30 p.m.
The difference
like
is
I'm part of the team.
The difference is if Ohio State doesn't win, you get to continue speaking English.
Is it weird that I wish that wasn't the case? That way there's more on the line for the players, where it's like, hey, motherfucker, you better win today, or congratulations, you're speaking a new language.
Like somebody in the audience loses a foot.
I mean, we'd all be fine with watching Big Nut thrown into an unmarked grave with 40 other bodies, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
And also, none of this applies to Alabama because they don't speak English anyways.
No, they're fine.
Like when the Germans show up there, it's just like, what the fuck did you just say?
I think Germany would just turn around and leave. Be like, I don't even know.
We don't want it.
They're playing banjos and there's some pig around. I don't know what the fuck's happening here.
How's the response been, Donny, to the series?
It's been incredible. I would say, if I were to categorize it, it's gratitude. Everyone is incredibly grateful that all of the guests who were interviewed said the things that they said. And they talked about the war in a way that all of the other networks just won't air. I've only seen other guys talk about the war in this manner in person. I just haven't seen it in the press. So it was, it's like the thoughts and the feelings of those who have been to war, who went and risked their lives, lost friends, limbs, lost their fucking minds. Like, we expressed what they have been thinking and feeling in a very abrasive and aggressive way, as if to say, hey, government, acknowledge this. Acknowledge what the fuck you did and don't ever do it again. And that's our goal with this, is we just want all of these thoughts and opinions and the truths to be exposed, so that when this kind of bullshit comes up again in the future, there's at the very least, there's this piece of art that exists where they can reference it and not make the same mistakes. That's our goal.
And like I was saying earlier, it's not a bad thing to do drama and comedy. I know with us in particular on Drinkin' Bros, people were like, oh, hey, the show is not the same from the beginning. It was crazy, and you're talking about dicks touching and fucking. So it's like half the week is that, then the other half is serious, because it depends on what's going on at the time. And what people want to hear or listen to or watch, in your case, pay for, because they got to pay for VetTV. And a lot of that is going on right now, and you can't really change what's going on in the world, so you might as well go with it, or you're just going to get left behind in it. And I think this is a very smart move for you guys to do it, because not a lot of people are providing this outlet in particular, besides podcasts right now. It's not the sexiest thing in the world to say, hey, everything that was going on in Afghanistan is fucked up. I have friends that are fucked up over it. A lot of the people that helped us are still there and everything else. Like, you don't hear about that in the media. So if it's not podcasts or guys like you doing it, some of these stories would get lost.
Yeah, 100%. And Nick found some awesome people to interview who had gnarly combat experience. Several of them were combat wounded, like fucking hardcore wounded. And watching them talk about how fucking frustrating these wars were for them is like, I mean, it's a tearjerker. Like there are a lot of people in the comments were like, holy fucking shit, I didn't think VetTV was going to make me cry, but you did. But it was good tears because it made them feel validated. So it was an important thing. I know Dan doesn't know what I'm talking about, the whole cry emotion thing, but Ross, you get it.
No, I think somewhere deep inside when he goes home, there's a shower that he's in by himself, and that's where all the tears come out.
Yeah.
No one sees it. No one knows about it. That's my own personal guess. That's what I believe. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But we all need a good cry or a My Pillow to scream the N-word in. Like, everybody knows. That's what you get a My Pillow from mypillow.com, and do something like that if you want, like Papa John. But yeah, I think Dan has a nice long shower and a good cry here and there.
Well, when I watched it, I actually watched the whole thing again this morning. I laughed, cried, I came, and and then I shit my pants, and that's when I went into the shower and cried again. But for real, this is the most savage and accurate and honest documentary about war that I personally have ever seen.
That's awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I feel like we're watching our kids in the Olympics, and it's and then we just won, and then they cut to the parents. Yep.
But it's the other Olympics.
Yeah, the special ones. Yeah. Definitely the special ones. Like, if they cut to you and we're the two gay fathers over here, you guys are definitely in the Special Olympics. So.
What's Donny's sport?
Donny, my God.
It's the dancing with the flags.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but that's it.
Or the clean and jerk. I mean, that's an easy one, obviously. Like, you go clean and jerk for Donny. Something where he could take his shirt off. Like, he'd definitely be the flag bearer for the Special Olympics, except shirtless, like the guy from Tonga, and all oiled up, and that's Donny. How the fuck are you in that good a shape, Donny, at this age? It's crazy.
Genetics, and I just love working out and being active. So I don't think it's as long as I love being active and moving my body, I don't think this shit will never change.
So no steroids, huh?
No, I've never fucked with roids. Never. Very proud of that.
No shit.
Never fuck with roids.
What about Nick? What's he on? I'm totally kidding. The kid weighs like 110 pounds.
No, he smoked a bunch of crack this morning, I'm told. Hey, did you guys get your free Biden crack pipe yet?
No, not
what
yet.
The fuck, man?
You got to apply, brother. All you have to do is apply.
Yeah,
Just say,
it's crackpipe.gov.
Yeah, .gov.
Coming with my stimulus check.
Yeah. You got to go. You got to put your SOCIN or your EIN, if you're a small business owner, and just pop that in, and congratulations. You'll be smoking in no time.
Those are government crack pipes, so you know they work.
Yeah, exactly. Have you guys done any Biden sketches or anything?
No.
I think we try to stay away from the politics, so that way you don't have to ostracize in either direction. I mean, essentially, you just point one finger at DC and they're all fucked up. So it doesn't really matter who's behind the pulpit. They're all fucking retards.
Yeah, all politicians are cunts.
Yeah.
It says it somewhere on the table here.
Or everywhere.
Yeah. I've got it tattooed underneath my fucking beanbag.
I like to hear that's a conscious effort for you guys, because typically with comedy, you're trying to stay as fresh or in the moment as you can possibly be. But it's nice that there's no politics involved.
Yeah, there's, as comedians, you can make comedy of anything, right? Like, I think you're a parent now, right, Ross?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. The comedy that comes, I'm not a parent yet, to my knowledge, but my brother's got kids. And it's like the comedy from watching children is insane. You could make that kind of comedy and it would make you laugh, your friends laugh, and anyone who relates laugh. You can make comedy about any of the serious issues that exist in society. You can pick on specific people. So it's like, we don't have to make comedy about certain things. As long as we make people laugh, that's all that really matters. And for us, the real focus is making them laugh with the military experience. As long as we're recreating the experience in a way that makes them laugh, then we're succeeding as a company.
My favorite series you guys did was with Jack Mandeville. That was kind of, it was shot like The Office.
Yes. It's called
The Shop, God damn it.
Shop.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
How do you not know your own series, Donnie? What the fuck, bro?
Because I wanted to say it was The Office, and it fucked me up.
Oh, I bet you did one because you want Stephen Merchant and Ricky Gervais's bank accounts. That's why.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's the best show of all time, right? The Office. Like if you combine the writing skill, the longevity, and the both commercial and critical success, like what else would it be?
Here's the great debate, though. Is it the American version or the British version?
The American version's way better.
American. British don't
That's
have a
way
fucking
better.
whatsoever.
I like the British version better. I do.
No.
I think because it was so new, like I was watching it live as it was going on, like week to week, The Office in Britain. So like I at that time had not seen anything like that except for the Christopher Guest stuff, like Waiting for Guffman and
And Monty Python.
Monty Python. I mean, Christopher Guest was going back to, God damn it, what was Turning Up to 11? I can't believe I'm blanking on this. Bob?
Oh, man, you made me blank on it.
You're better than this, Bob.
Know,
God
fuck.
damn it. You don't know, Bob, I was surprised. For an actor, you don't know any movies anymore. Like, you've pretty much dropped out.
Now he memory hold all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to believe or know any of that anymore.
He's a father now.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that.
Spinal Tap.
Thank God. Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap was one of the first times I saw it, and then it was carried over by those guys, and they did a few more movies. But then The Office was the first time I'd seen it in a TV show.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but I like Ricky Gervais, and I don't want this faux confident but incompetent Ricky Gervais. I want to see him at his best and snarkiest. That's his like fucking elite level performance is when he's like making fun of people and not like trying to be a boss or some shit. Like that show, what is it called? After Death?
I was going to say, you're going to hate the show where he's a retard in it.
Afterlife.
Yeah. That show is fucking amazing because his wife has just died of cancer. He's fucking miserable, but he's just walking around fucking lighting people up.
Yeah,
all the time.
Man.
Yeah, I know, but even in maybe that's just narcissism. But even as he begins to heal from losing his wife and shit and starts making friends, he's still lighting them up, but just super low key. I love Ricky Gervais and the way he talks shit to people.
He's great.
So I didn't really like him in the original Office, although I mean he wrote the bulk of the early part of the American series too.
Yeah,
he and Stephen Merchant are both brilliant fucking writers. You'll never be able to convince me otherwise. Love those guys. But the show that you guys wrote was hilarious, and the performances out of Jack especially, that character was fucking retarded.
It's so good.
Because he pops into that stuff from time to time. That and like the TSA agent he does with the little ponytail but a completely bald head. He'll pop into that character every now and again just off the cuff, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. I know people in real life that are like this. Yeah. And it drove me fucking crazy. And that you guys really captured just the fucking snake pit that being in garrison on any military base in the world is. That's just how it is, man. These people are fucking up to no good. There's like half the crowd is up to no good, just trying to have a good time and get through this shit. And the other half are fucking ladder climbers that are just trying to sell anybody out they can to fuck and protect their own ass. It was a really good series. Are you guys doing? You did a second episode or second season of that, right?
So we wrote a second season. We started shooting it, and then it got shut down by COVID. Then we went to shoot it again, and in the week leading up to the first day of the shoot, several actors bowed out again. And they said, we're sorry, we got to take off back home because we're scared of COVID. And we had to shut it down again. So we the whole VetTV schedule got really fucked by COVID. Like
Right.
that thing really fucked us hard. But we want to bring that show back at some point. We just don't know when yet.
Okay.
And you've got what about a Grunts Life?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Last time you were on, we were talking about a Grunts Life.
Yes. Okay, so check this out. When I go back and watch a Grunts Life season 1, I fucking hate it. I'm like, that thing is goddamn garbage. And I tell that to people who love it, and they're just like, fuck you. That show is awesome. Season 2, which is we have locked episodes 1 and 2. We have rough cutted it through episode 5. It's going to take a diarrhea shit on season 1 in terms of the storyline, the characters, the comedy, the way the comedy is delivered is significantly better. And it's all rooted in really, really, really hard truth, which was actually all of the episodes of the docuseries were the main issues that we wanted to raise when we started writing a Grunts Life season 2. So a Grunts Life season 2, when we began the writing process, we said, all right, what do we want to say about the war? And what we wanted to say was that war turns you into a fucking animal. Like, doesn't matter. Nick had a brilliant line. Like, when morality is, or when innocence is lost, morality follows. Close behind. And even the most good-hearted American man will turn into a fucking animal.
Yeah. I
Right?
mean,
So that's what we wanted to say.
Rambo said, if you want to win war, you have to become war. Right. And I think that's, it's funny quoting Rambo.
Not really. Not really.
But that's a very poignant statement to make. Like forget about thriving. You don't exist in war unless you take that
You're
step.
dominated.
What's the statement again? What's the quote?
To win war, you have to become war.
To win war, you have to become war. I used to say that to my wife in the bedroom all the time. Just right before we get started, I always say that. I'll put finger paint underneath my eyes and be like, to win war, you gotta become war. And then she gets into it and we have a good time. But we quote Rambo all the time in the bedroom.
Mostly in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's what I meant. It was weird to quote it outside of the bedroom.
Watch out. Get down. Get on all fours. Like very Stallone-ish in the bedroom.
But yeah, you're right. It's that's a good way to phrase that. When what is it? When ethics fall.
When innocence is lost, morality follows close behind.
Innocence is lost. Yeah.
We're gonna steal that and not give you any credit.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a billboard right outside your fucking house.
Yeah.
And just put that quote up there with my picture.
Drinkin' Bros.
That's a good troll. You should start doing. It's super cheap to get billboards. Jared taught me that.
Is it really?
Because he likes to troll people. One time, Heather broke up with some dude back in Florida in like 2013, and Jared got a billboard made with the dude's face and number on it. Because they were friends.
Yeah.
It was one of his buddies in the Air Force. He was like, hey, he's single now, and put his actual phone number on a fucking billboard.
Oh, yes.
No way. Yeah. We have a brand new property we're building on right now for the new studio. Somebody may or may not have gotten shocked today, an electrician that I had to go pay off.
Yeah.
But with that, we're right on the highway.
It's 65,000 people a day drive back and forth across this thing, and it's like we're going to put a giant goddamn billboard.
Yeah, so we're looking into putting a billboard on the property because it's 3 acres, and it is literally on the highway. So you just drive off the highway 10 feet and you're in the office, which is rad. However, if they let us put a goddamn billboard on our property, shit's going to get fucked up, obviously.
Yeah.
I just wonder if you're legally allowed to do that and what's stopping. What would stop it or cost? Have you guys looked into that? Because I'm sure with VetTV, you guys are always doing promotion and all that shit. Have you ever looked into doing that?
I remember John looked into it at one point, and I think because we couldn't track how the sales were coming in, we were like, nah, we're not doing it. But I think we need to readdress that.
Yeah, I mean, you've been to You've driven through LA during award season. It's like
Yeah.
billboards all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Like I had been going to LA for years, and all of a sudden I went right before the Oscars, or
Yep.
actually right before the award season started. So it's the Golden Globes first, right?
Yeah, so right around December 1st
Yeah,
is
it's
where
the
they
Golden
start
Globes.
popping up
Yeah.
the
So
billboards.
they're fucking everywhere, and that's expensive real estate too.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not. If you go get a billboard down the street here, it might be like $600 to $1,200 a month or something like that. It's like $40,000 a month.
Yeah.
To put that billboard up just on a random fucking building in LA.
Oh, yeah.
That's the business to be in. Is
Billboards.
We're taking it back.
You know who's, hey, you laugh, but you know who was huge into it was Ted Turner's father. So because I'm from Georgia, in Georgia, he owned like the most billboards in the state. Some of that money went into to Teddy's bank account, obviously. And then he was able to start TBS and everything else. And then he was the one that started buying up real estate. But if you go back and trace it, it all came from billboard sales, for Christ's sake.
Didn't at one time he owned the most buffalo in the country or some shit like that?
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
some, some weird animal like that.
Buffalo, and then I know Bill Gates has overtaken him now,
Yeah.
but he
Farmland,
at one point had owned the most farmland in the United
Yeah.
States. Ted Turner.
Yeah, what could go wrong when the Chinese government and billionaires are buying up our farmland?
For
Right.
good. So what? There'll be a human ear, stapled to a pig's back, whatever, and that's just running down the road. That's China, and that's a little fun,
I do like, kind of, like I'm not a huge fan of torturing people and shit, I guess, but I do enjoy.
Bullshit.
I do.
You're getting
right.
soft, man. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm trying to be diplomatic here. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I do kind of enjoy the weird experiments that China's doing. Like they sewed a fucking human face onto a monkey.
Because it
Why?
reminds. Well, here's
Why?
the thing.
Why would you do that?
It reminds me of something you would do when you got high and be like, if you had the power and money to do it, and you could just sew a human face
Wait,
on a monkey body.
This isn't. Jared's the one that came up with fucking Humadog.
Right.
Like he's way on the other side of this from me. I want a monkey co-op because I want to have a monkey accessible at all times, but I don't want to take care of it all the time.
But imagine if it had a human face.
No, that's reasonable. What I said. Like putting a human and a dog together and fucking it is not reasonable.
It's not reasonable at all. But there is a lot of people that love their pet and they want to take it to the next level. So
I had a pet monkey in Afghanistan, and he was like my fucking ride or die for a long time. We just feed him Red Bulls and muffins and shit, and like keep him inside the truck. But
Otis Spunkmeyer muffins, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Them fat Spunkmeyers, dude.
awesome.
The monkey was swole by the time we had to let him go. But
He was swole. He's like twitchy and shit from all the caffeine.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. How long did you keep the monkey for?
I had him for about 2 weeks, and then my first sergeant found out and like called me to his office on the cop, and he's like, "Bet you got a fucking monkey?" I was like, "Roger." He's like, "What the fuck are you doing with him?" So we ended up having a hail and farewell. So we just threw a party like in our little like chew hut with a bunch of near beer and some fucking disco lights. We're all like dancing around him and shit, and then we just threw him back over the Hescos into the. We're like, "Peace, dude."
That is the most epic fucking scene I've ever heard of.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be in a Grunts Life season 3? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I think it needs a full doc with Peter Dinklage playing the monkey. I'm just saying now.
Do you think?
Is Jared still on that cease and desist with Peter Dinklage?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. But also the world is with Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he's really upset.
After did you guys hear what happened to him?
He went from being the happy dwarf to the grumpy dwarf.
Yeah.
Right.
Real quick.
So
You're an angry little L.
So he came out. He came out and said, "I think it's wrong that Hollywood is so fucking backwards that they're going to remake this Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs." And he goes, "Oh, not all dwarfs live in a fucking cave and are just for other people's pleasure and shit like that."
Like no shit, Pete.
Yeah, it's
You don't
fiction.
say.
It's fiction,
Fuck, bro.
This is real, by the way.
Imagine actors acting.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I just saw him in a commercial last night for Cyrano de Bergerac.
I don't know what any of that is.
What's Bob? Is Cyrano Shakespeare?
No, it's just kind of like medieval. It's like a Renaissance story, but I think it's from the 17th, 18th century, something like that.
Okay, so was the original character a midget in that?
No.
He was not.
No, but they might have changed it up a little bit because the original character had like a giant nose.
Oh, really?
So now it might be like, oh, he's a fucking
So you could go after Dinklage then for taking a tall man's role. Like, I'm a fucking tall man. I'd love to play whoever the fuck that is. Instead, little tiny Peter Dinklage sticks his little dick in there and is just like, no, I want to be the lead in a serious movie. Come on, Dink. Come on, Dink.
Like, yeah, now they're making all these formerly white actors like, black people, like the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't look like the Wonder Years I fucking grew up with.
Yeah, I think it's kind of insulting to black people. Like they can't.
That's what I think.
They can't come up with their own story. There aren't rich cultural stories about black families coming up in the 80s that we can watch. Of course there are. Family fucking matters, and we loved it.
Yeah,
it was great. You don't have to remake something and then like, oh, this is the female version. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, because I'm with you on that. Like, there is so many great black writers out there and directors that it's like, dude, there's a million scripts that are original content for black actors. To me, it's an insult of like, hey, you guys aren't good enough. So you know what we're gonna do? Take this successful white series. And I think just plug in.
Donald Glover is the show Atlanta is great. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he's getting a bag right now from that shit.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll go on to start making like feature-length films soon because he's a really good fucking writer and director.
I don't know that if you heard, but about an hour ago they said Atlanta season 4 is it. So he does want to move on to features after that, and they've already shot it.
I mean, that's what Peele did too.
He's done.
I mean, that's once you do that and you own your own production company like Peele does, like what's his name?
Atlanta's my favorite show on television.
The Medea guy. What the fuck's his name?
Oh, Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, yeah. Once you like are making features and you own the production company, and so you own about 80% of the rights at that point if you're funding it yourself, instead of just like 20% like a normal dude doing that stuff, you're making way more money. So hopefully he's using. I don't know how much money he got paid for Atlanta, but he's the fucking creator and everything.
Yeah,
he'd be a creator. He would be
producer, writer,
executive producer and writer.
Yeah, and I think he's directed a couple episodes.
So that's another fucking $30,000.
Yeah. He's fine. And I know this. FX wanted that series to go longer. And Donald Glover was the one that shut that down.
I wonder how much money they offered him because It's Always Sunny people make a pretty good bit of money.
I know, and speaking of which, because they went through their entire network today, they said they'll keep It's Always Sunny on until they want to quit.
Yeah.
So the president openly said, look, that Archer, Atlanta, and then, Atlanta, Donald Glover pulled the plug on that. But Donald Glover said, look, I shot the best 2 seasons I could ever do, ever. And he goes, I don't know how to top this. So therefore, we're leaving. Yeah, but the next 2 that are coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he said, it's the greatest television that I could possibly ever make. And we're going to bow out after that on top. So good for him. And he's got the money to do it. With It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I wonder how many seasons they'll go.
I mean, Mythic Quest is a hit.
Yes. For Apple TV.
Yeah. The Mick was
good, dude.
I thought it was really good. It just didn't get picked up. Dennis's AP Biology was good. It didn't get picked up. Charlie's mostly into movies off there. So
and they've got a podcast that's paying him a fuck ton of money right now.
I don't know if they're going to keep going that much longer because you can only go satire for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like until it's like, all right, cool, man. What else are you going to make fun of? You've made fun of everything. Speaking of making fun of people, Donny. Oh, not you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Donny Osmond. Donny Osmond's back in the new. I'm kidding.
I want to talk before we get too deep in here. I want to talk more about the doc. But first, introduce the audience to your pal here because I don't think a lot of them have.
What's your government name? I just know he's Nick.
Last 4 of my social 3645.
Yeah. Give me your standard name line, son.
Yeah, Donny brought me on 7 months ago, and we'd always kind of been familiar with one another, having lived in the same city. I knew what VetTV was up to.
Oh, wait, tell me when we first met.
Okay. So we met at a Church of Music, which is like this. Every Sunday they put up like an EDM set. Somewhere around the city, and I'm riding an e-bike back from the bathroom, and Donnie's coming up just fucking dancing his face off. I was like, "What's up, Donnie? How you doing?" He's like, "Don't mind me, man. Shrooms are kicking in." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, good seeing you." So
at the Church and Music. So like, are they playing gospel?
No.
And
The Church of Music, and it's an organization that does pop-up EDM stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't have to do with like Jesus coming up in a hologram and then you're taking mushrooms to Jesus on Sunday?
No.
I
only church I'll go
I
to.
guess.
Yeah. They started it right when COVID happened, and all the clubs were closed. There was no place to go dance. So they named themselves a church, and they said that their service was dancing. Dancing was the practice of the service.
Let me ask you a question, Donny.
Yeah.
So do you think your need to dance is more from having
Here we go.
a Latino background or more from being gay?
Yeah.
I'd probably go 50-50 on that.
Yeah, I mean that's probably right.
My God, dude, I can't get. You're still the only guy that loves to dance, like that and Kevin Bacon.
You really are the only straight man I've ever met that likes to dance. Honestly,
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
because
met.
I was gonna say Travolta. Travolta's gay.
Yeah,
Is he?
Yes, dude. Yes.
which is weird because back in the day,
Is that
like,
official?
Oh yeah,
No, it's not official. When you can just open mouth kiss men though in the streets, and it's
that's a good sign.
one of my best friends was on the receiving end of one of those one night. And I was like, oh, and he goes, it's Travolta. We just worked together in a movie. I was like, you did, huh? How was that? And he goes, that's just how he greets people. And I'm like, I know, that's how most gay guys greet people. Yeah. It's just an open mouth kiss.
Yeah.
Time out. Ross, can you please tell about the time you saw me kiss Greg in the kitchen and you were so certain I was gay? You couldn't let it go?
Yeah, we had one of your guys come out on the show. Like, he was definitely gay.
Greg is not gay.
Greg is gay, right? Greg's a homosexual man.
No, I've known Greg for
Ross,
years.
can I tell the story, please?
Sure.
Because
Go
I
ahead.
think everyone will appreciate it. We are about to do the podcast in a house that you guys rented in LA. I think it was after the Rain 15 premiere.
Yep.
And I show up to this little apartment they rented in LA.
No, that was a very nice Airbnb. There was like 6 bedrooms in there.
Oh, was there? Okay.
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
go. Okay, excuse me. Very nice Airbnb.
Very
and I
nice.
show up with like 6 guys, stuff them into the living room. A few minutes later, probably 3 or 4 more guys showed up. And I'm in the kitchen looking for coffee, or Greg's looking for coffee. And I come in and I see him. I'm like, hey, good morning. And I give him a kiss on the cheek. And Ross, I turn around and Ross is standing right there. And he's like, and then Greg leaves and he goes, dude, come here real quick. Yo, are you gay?
Yeah.
I'm like, no. He's like, dude, come on. I got a lot of gay friends. I love the gays. It's all good, man. This is Hollywood. Everyone's gay. It's like, are you? I'm like, no, I'm not gay. He's like, you just kissed a guy on the cheek and said good morning.
Lips.
Like, yeah.
Lips, Donny. You kissed him on the lips. I was right
Was it
there,
lips?
brother. Yes.
Okay. It was lips. Excuse me. It was a light peck.
You guys
Anyway.
were, so you know what's funny is I
told
one of our producers this story yesterday because he's like, hey, who's coming on tomorrow? I was like, oh, VetTV, they're great. And I go, the last time though, when we were, because the Airbnb was spacious, it was nice, it was a 6-bedroom, it was great. We had our whole crew there because we usually take out the kitchen and build a whole set, which we did. We've got the whole crew. You roll up with 6 fucking people to the goddamn Airbnb, and I'm like, all right, cool. We have enough room to accommodate everybody, blah, blah, blah. In the morning when we got up, you're cooking breakfast, and I caught you in an innocent moment where it was you and the rest of the VetTV crew, and you were making eggs. You weren't wearing a shirt. It was just
Okay, it's embellished a little bit.
it's not at all. You were in Ranger panties. I'm not sure if you ran. All you were wearing was Ranger panties. I think you had gone for a jog or something in the Hollywood Hills because that's where the house was we were staying. And you were making breakfast. You had a nice little apron on and everything else. And then your buddy came in and you gave him a kiss on the mouth that was so real that it was like my wife cooking for me in the morning. And I'm like, oh, hey, good morning.
Sometimes you got to kiss your homies, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to kiss your homies.
By the
And I
way,
was like,
some good news. The guy that did that meme, sometimes you got to kiss your homies, those 2 dudes got married this week.
no way.
Or this past weekend. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm not kidding. That's real news.
Can we get some applause for that? I appreciate it. Yeah. There it is. Good for them.
Good for you guys.
Good for them. Good for them.
They're making the world a better place because not only are they living their best life, but they're inspiring other people to kiss their homies goodnight.
Yeah, dude. Which is always it's always a fun thing, Donny. It's always a goddamn fun thing. We've got some sponsors who put this show on the air. Do you mind if I read them, Donny? Did you get the ghost bed yet? Did you get a fucking ghost bed?
I haven't yet.
Donnie, the last time I remember I think you had a water bed with silk sheets on it.
That's right. Do you still have that?
You can see his bed now. Like it's in there, but there's no frame, but there's a frame around it, like a headboard that's like not even attached, and it's just kind of like fucking leaning up against the wall. It's like, what the fuck?
If it
came in yesterday, bro.
if it works and it's dumb, is it really dumb?
Yeah.
Or if it's dumb and it works, is it really dumb?
And you don't have a live-in girlfriend, or you're not married or anything, right?
No.
No. So usually the woman does pick out all that shit. So I'll give you a pass on that. Because I think we were all there before you have a live-in.
But you should at least get a fucking ghost bed.
Yeah, get a ghost bed.
Harry came in this morning. He goes, I got everything. I even got a fucking ghost bed.
Harry Schumacher?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, he brought some stuff.
Why didn't he stay?
Did
he bring
He was fucking shit-faced. He was or not shit-faced. He was still hungover from yesterday.
Was he really?
Yeah, but I was like, he came in with a defund politician's hoodie on. I'm like, you didn't buy that, did you? And he goes, yeah, I buy everything. I got a fucking ghost bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you don't have to buy our shit. We'll just give it to you.
No, not a ghost bed.
No, not ghost beds, but like fucking
a little crazy.
merchant shit.
Yeah, but the ghost bed, the adjustable base, and the mattress combined, it's 40% off right now for the bundle package. So get that, Donnie. Be a grown-up, you know? Or at least the whores you're banging, like, treat them nice where it's like, oh, hey, there's a headboard here.
Whoa. They are very nice girls.
I'm sure they are, Donnie. I'm sure they are. I've seen some of them. You do well. You do well for yourself. For a gay man who's still trying to be straight, like, you do very well.
Yeah.
Very well. But if you just want the mattress or the pillows by themselves or the weighted blanket and all that stuff, it's 30% off with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Also, for 2022, they've got a 60-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest there at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. So you're looking at $20-25 a month. This is the year to get a ghost bed. Next up, we got drinkinbros.com/store. The merch is in. D'Anthony. You've got the natural immunity hoodie on.
Yeah.
That just came in.
Wow, you pushed the wrong fucking button there, Delco.
Yeah,
Get your shit
Delco, you
together.
son of a bitch.
People were expecting to see a beautiful bearded face with this nice hoodie on it, and instead they saw Donnie.
So they saw Donnie.
God damn. You know how much of a disappointment that must have been?
God damn it,
I'm
dude.
sorry, guys.
It's not your fault. It's his fault for putting you on the camera in the first place.
I got fat fingers.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
We all have sausage fingers.
We all do. I get so this is the new Drinkin Bros hat, Flex Fit, and it's also a snapback too, which is awesome.
Those are my favorite, the
same.
combo, the Flex, because it's like, it stretches here in the middle a little bit, and it forms back to your head, so you can put the snapback a little bit tighter than normal, so you can get that perfect fit on it. That's what I like about it.
I have a huge head.
Yes.
So if I was to get like a fitted hat, I'm looking at a 7 3/4 up in that bitch. Instead, dude, I look like a normal human with these Flex Fit snapbacks where nobody knows really. Unless they get close to me and they're like, Jesus Christ, you've got a huge head. But the merch is stocked. Go there. And then last but not least, hardafseltzer.com. It entered in the system today. D'Anthony, I got an update about an hour ago. Somebody broke in. Right now, we're just accepting emails because when it goes live next week sometime, Patreon, you will know first. That is a promise. So you will get it before it goes out live to the real world. So if you're subscribed to our Drinkin Bros podcast Patreon, you will get the link for the seltzer first. In case it sells out, you will get your first opportunity. But to everybody else, just put your email in there. It'll go to the city. It'll tell you what city it's in.
Yeah.
And then where we ship. We got the fucking states. What was it? Guam, Hawaii, Alaska is a no-go.
I'll read them.
Alabama, Utah,
Greenbow, Alabama.
and Pennsylvania. I think that's it.
Hold on.
Yeah, so we're going to 42 states with Hard AF Seltzer.
Yeah, it's we can't ship to Alabama, Alaska, Guam, Hawaii, Iowa, Mississippi, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, South Dakota, or Utah. And that's because all of those places have weird-ass fucking rules about direct shipping booze.
Well, Hawaii and Alaska are fine. It's the shipping cost would be too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So they said they actually didn't have an issue with them, but the shipping cost is so fucking high to get to those goddamn places.
For those areas like near the military bases and in the bigger cities, we'll just have to find retailers for that.
Yeah, and
because otherwise it would be way too expensive for people.
We'll also be live in Tennessee, Texas.
We are live in Tennessee.
Yeah, we're live in Tennessee now, Texas and Florida. And if you want, go ahead and submit your bar. If you live in one of those states, bar or restaurant, just email us. Where are we sending the emails? Do we know?
Let me fucking make sure that I've got the right one before I say
Double check it, and then we'll have it. We'll make sure we'll let you know when it comes in. That way you can just get the product in house. And the beauty of that is like, dude, bars are going to charge like a premium for this shit because it's 8%. So you're going to make a lot of money off of it. Ours is a set price, so it doesn't really matter for us. But for those guys, congratulations. We should open up a fucking bar, dude.
We are at the new studio.
Man, I really want to do it.
It's info@hardafseltzer.com.
Okay, info@hardafseltzer.com.
Yeah.
If you're a bar or a restaurant in Tennessee, Florida, or Texas, let us know, and we'll accommodate you. Have you guys thought about opening up a bar for VetTV or anything like that?
No, running one business is hard enough. I'm good on the bar. I don't drink anymore either, so.
Shut the fuck up, really?
Yeah.
You quit. God damn it, everybody's quitting drinking these days.
Quit.
No, I'm kidding. It's you and Jared. So that makes sense.
Just these two fucking losers.
Yeah, just you two. Nick didn't say a goddamn word during that. He was,
I'm in.
He's still in.
I'm full game. Jared is trying to get me on that Ibogaine status because I was up north in Seattle doing ayahuasca, and I was telling him about my adventure to the other world, and he was telling me about Ibogaine, and I'm like, no, I'm fucking good with that shit.
Yeah, Ibogaine is like, that is like trauma surgery. Man, I just got a fucking bug bite. I'm all set. I don't need all that shit. Not trying to shit my pants all day.
Here's what I like about Dan, okay? So Dan does all the drugs in the world, anything you could possibly imagine, and DMT all the time, but he doesn't make a big deal out of it. Jared's the type of guy who will sit you down now for like an hour and a half. Let me tell you about the journey of Ibogaine now. And you're just like, holy shit, dude. What else do we have to hear at this point? And he's like, no, you don't understand. I was in a different planet. And it was like, no, I get it. Can't be inside your mind, though. Can't be inside your fucking mind. Are you going to do it?
No. Ibogaine is, even ayahuasca I wouldn't do at this point because DMT5 is the same chemical compound basically, and it lasts for 15 minutes and you don't puke and shit your pants.
Yeah.
So. But ayahuasca, I mean, it's super intrinsic, right? I mean, there's nothing fun about it. It's not like, I'm going to go to Joshua Tree and fucking take some ayahuasca because like that shit is no joke. But I think with the 5-MeO and the DMT, it's 15 minutes of just beauty. And then with the ayahuasca, it's 6 hours of fucking hell. And it's just, dude, it wrecked me because I'm no stranger to danger either. But like that shit was just no fun, dude. I had to put my seatbelt on my mattress.
No shit.
Like, taking my shirt off because I felt like super constrictive. I'm like talking to these beings and these ghosts that are coming out and like give me some fucking insight. And essentially I just had a massive ego death and just sitting there crying by myself, realizing how shitty of a person I became. But I got out of it and my relationships have been better. I've been happier. I actually did it leading right up to the docuseries. And I think that it was probably a really good kind of prerequisite going into this because I haven't had to deal with this shit in 9 years, since I got out. I was in the Army for a long time. I did a shit ton of deployments. And then I got out and I was doing executive protection for people in LA. Got done doing that. And then I went contracting overseas as a sniper for the ambassador. And, it was like, fuck that. I really put my foot forward going into marketing, content creation, photography, and video. But there were still a lot of skeletons in the closet I needed to knock out, and boy, did this docuseries really pull that shit out.
Yeah, so let's get back to that a bit. The first episode is something that Donny alluded to earlier in your quote about innocence. It's called War Animal, and it kind of, I mean, you start the series off going about 150 miles per hour. Like there's no like slow roll into like, oh, here's some sad music like Sarah McLachlan playing, and here's some vets that need help, and then show the process of them getting damaged, then getting help. No, it's just like, hey, fuck you, right off the bat, which is kind of what I expected, to be honest. I mean, this is the way an infantry person would write. It's bottom line up front, right? It's bluff. It's like the standard thing. You put the important information right up there, and essentially, episode 1 kind of describes, both in exposition and in context, where the military humor comes from and what it's like. You know what I mean? And not just the humor part, but also that transition. I think one of the questions posed and one of the interviews, and it was played as a VO, was at what point did things change for you? Like, at what point from being a civilian to being in the military, being trained, deploying, and then at what point during that deployment did that switch flip and you decided, me and my buddies are coming home, and if everybody else has to die, that's their fucking problem, right? Which, you know, to people that have never been in that situation, that might sound aggressive, right? But fuck them, because they haven't been there. Right?
That's the thing too with all these 6 episodes. Like, this isn't like an opinion piece. You know, if there's people out there that don't like it, like, they just don't like the reality of the situation. You know, we supported everything with the conversations and you know, the B-roll and supplemental footage. It's like, this is just a fact. Like, this is what happened and this is how it was. And if you don't like it, fucking, like, tough shit. But at least now you're educated on why we are the way we are.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I want to perpetuate this, you know, thought process that civilians have, that we're damaged, you know, fucking raging alcoholics and hyper aggressive, because, you know, I've, like I said, spent 9 years trying to unfuck that kind of person because I couldn't sustain, you know, healthy relationships. I just wanted to fucking kill everybody. And I was always angry and selfish. And, you know, it was my world, and like, that was it. But once you start breaking down those walls and those barriers, then you start becoming a far more pleasant person to be around, and your life is just better because of it.
Yeah, for sure. But you also, I mean, in my experience, you don't ever really lose the aggression. I think that's a mistake that a lot of people try to make. They try to change how they feel about things instead of how they react to their feelings. Like, that's the most important part. The switch is flipping. It's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be flipping, but the light's coming on, or the wrong light's coming on, or the light isn't coming on. That's the problem. It's the result, not the reality that you can control. I think a lot of people make the mistake, and it's why we have such a victim mentality in our culture today. People think that having the problem is the noble thing. No, defeating the problem is the noble thing, right? Like, I don't respect people who give in necessarily, right? When I say that, you know, I have to say it with the caveat that I've almost given in just like everybody else, right? So it is what it is. I mean, that part of it especially is one that a lot of people resonate with, I think. And it's part of the obfuscation of these very simple facts of combat and how we are as people, and then what we become as people after experiencing it like that. The obfuscation of that by the press that Donny was talking about earlier. Like, you don't hear stories like this. You don't hear stories about people like, hey, you know what? I actually said it on Deborah So's podcast the other day, I think. Nobody wants to be thought of as just like a fucking lunatic running around murdering people, but there is something very satisfying about somebody trying to kill you and you winning that. Yeah. Like, there's something satisfying about that you could never fucking explain to anybody that hasn't done fucking heroin, to be honest. So, you know, saying that shit out loud, people are like, oh, wow, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what do you think it takes to win a fucking war?
Yeah,
I just don't understand what these people think is going on here. And because we, and I think, Donny, you may have made the point in the doc about, or maybe, no, actually, I think it was that other dude, I don't remember his name, but because of how poorly the Vietnam veterans got treated, we got treated so well. But when we got back, we didn't feel like we necessarily should be getting treated well. I think that was the difference. You know what I mean? Like, we were still in the middle of coming to terms with all the fucked up shit we did. And instead of addressing that head on and having honest conversations about it, we pretended like this was all like an ethical fucking fairy tale. And it wasn't anywhere fucking close to that shit. Right?
Donny, you're laughing there. Explain your laughter.
Everything Dan is saying is he's expressing what has lived within me for a long time. Some of it came out in the doc. All the other interviewees expressed what I have lived with. And it's something that I've been fascinated by for so long, which is this notion that as Americans, you know, we always think of ourselves as the good guys. We are the goodest of the good, the best of the good, the best of what the world has to offer. But when we're thrown into an environment that is that fucking miserable, And when you're so confused about so many things, we're here to help these people. We're here to bring democracy. We need to work side by side with these people, and everything that you're experiencing contradicts what you've been told that you're doing and that you're supposed to do. And then you have this passionate urge to fucking kill so many of the people around you because you don't know who's good and who's bad. You're surrounded by people who are looking at you with these eyes that are filled with hate. I'm looking at these guys' eyes and I'm just like, this guy wants to kill me. And you know what? Just because I think that he wants to kill me, I think I'm going to shoot him in his fucking head first. Or in my case, as a fire support officer, I'm going to drop a bomb on him. Like, I'm not going to wait to walk for my patrol, to walk by these people that are giving me these looks of death and wait for them to pick up an AK in the grass and splatter our patrol with a spray of their AK. I'm not going to wait for that. And I know that by killing this guy, after the fact, I might learn that he was never bad. He never intended to kill me. But I must do that because the thought of killing him by mistake is better than the thought of one of my Marines getting killed. And that's that animal instinct in me. That instinct is like, no, I'm going to kill first. We'll shoot first. We'll ask questions later, because that means we're more likely to come home alive. And that totally contradicts the notion of coming here to help these people. That's the real mind fuck that's giving me goosebumps, make my hair stand up right now. I genuinely wanted to help the people of Afghanistan. And I felt betrayed by my government, by my leadership, and by the people I was there to help. And that anger just made it, we had the power of God over there and we fucking used it. We became fucking animals. And then, we come home to cheers and thank you for your service. And it's just like, do you know what it was like over there? Do you know what we really fucking did? You know how fucked that war was and that place was? It feels weird. I heard stories about my father. He said these guys would come. His mom had like a bed and breakfast at their place, and they had World War II vets that would come through. The stories those guys told. He said they were walking by the Japanese prisoners. Is that Japanese or German? I forget which. And they were flicking their lighter at them just for fun. They're just joking around, flicking the lighter at the guys. And then they light the last one. And then a bunch of these fucking prisoners light up. And it was just a big joke. And that's Americans. That is how fucked in the head we get over there, where that becomes normalized when we laugh at that. How fucking twisted does your brain and your soul need to be for that to become normalized? I just watched another World War II vet. I went to this jump school thing in Florida. And this World War II vet gives this, he jumped in Normandy. He talks about the whole experience. And at the end of it, very end of it, he says, and one last thing. I just have to say that the Germans get a bad rap for being evil and for being just really, really bad. But you know what? We did a lot of really bad things over there too. And it's just, and he was like looking to find the words. He was trying to articulate what he was thinking. And all he could say was, it's just that over there in war, things get really weird. And, the Germans, they get a bad rap. And he just kind of left it at that. But I knew exactly what he was saying. He was basically saying, we became fucking animals too. We did things that people would be fucking, it would be atrocious, an atrocity. If people knew the things that we did. And it's like, well, there is no warrior who has ever been into a brutal combat zone that didn't at least have those urges or execute on those urges.
Well, you better goddamn sure have that urge. I mean, if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the point. There's a certain percentage of any population that is uniquely suited to do this kind of shit, to do war, I guess. And it is a break in case of emergency type of situation, because once you let that motherfucker out of the box, people are going to get hurt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's not always going to just be the people you want that get hurt. So, just tell us what it means to win the war, and then we'll go win it for you, right? Yeah. But don't send me somewhere and tell me to make friends with these people and do construction projects. Right? That's not what we fucking do. We fuck people up. right?
Yeah.
We'll kill every man, woman, and child if that's what it means to win the country. And we balance that based on the moral purpose of the war, right? What is the moral purpose of the war? Is this thing an existential threat to me and my family? Then it's going to die, right? If it's over resources, I hate to say it, but sometimes some people have to die. That's just the way it is, right? Because that's how humanity works. But if it's over making money for Northrop Grumman and Halliburton, suck my fucking dick. As a matter of fact, we should bring that war to your fucking doorstep. If my life has so little value that you'll trade it for a couple of fucking pieces of paper with numbers on it, then you're my fucking mortal enemy, bro. Like, you got to go. We got to stop. I think we need like an actual warrior class in this country now, not just veterans who are loosely associated throughout the country, but a warrior class that gets more involved in the day-to-day running of the country. And I don't necessarily just mean politics. Like, somebody's got to step the fuck up in this country because we are completely fucked right now.
One question, going back to the story you just told, one question I've always had, and since Donny, you guys are on the show today, and you clearly had the same purpose, what do you guys do to the people that don't have the same urge as you that are in your unit? Because I'm sure that happens all the time.
Put them
We
in
fucking ostracise the shit out of them.
Shame them.
Put them in
I mean,
supply.
Hurt them.
It changed too. Like after I read Colonel Grossman's book on killing, I also read On Combat, and I learned that you know, to his point, like there are some people that are predisposed to being really good sociopaths and being able to turn it on, turn it off. And then there's other people like the motherfucker in Saving Private Ryan that's like sitting at the bottom of the stairs with the ammo, just crying. And like I've experienced that, and I mean, for better or worse, I literally just told him, I was like, go walk out in that fucking field, leave all your TA-50 here, and lay it out. And just take the 9mm and fucking blow your brains out. Cause like, I don't need you here. Like, this is 100% or zero. Like there's no fucking restart button. And like, I don't need you to be buckling under pressure when we got someone coming up on my flank. Like, I don't want you there. I'd rather you fucking be dead than sit there and risk me and my guys getting killed because you're too much of a fucking bitch to like pull the trigger. And I saw it, dude. There are guys that just kind of shooting over there so that way they don't get yelled at. And it's like, where are you shooting? Like, you're just actively participating in something that like you're not
What did the guy end up ultimately doing?
Which one? The guy downrange?
Yeah, the guy that you're talking about, where you're just like, just leave your shit, bro, and just end it.
We threw him in headquarters and just put him behind the radio the whole time and switched him out with someone that was a little more murdery.
Yeah, it's
a little more murdery.
I love when you say that.
This is why selection processes are so important.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford to have somebody like that make it all the way through the process and get into the situation where they could put other people's lives in danger. But now people are fucking Millie's talking about fucking racial equity and shit and transgender people in the military. Shut your fucking mouth, old man. What are you talking about? We fucking kill people here. That's it. And for every one U.S. infantry person, there's 18 support people. Those 18 people that have all those different jobs in the military, that do all those different things, it is all just so that we can more efficiently fucking kill people. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But keep that in mind, right? Like, everything should fit that. This is the fucking ocean that all these little tributaries are pouring into. And if not every single one of them is pouring water, then we've got a fucked up ocean, right? And in this case, water is fucking murder. That is the whole fucking point of all of this shit. We're not peacekeepers. That's the UN's job. We fuck people up. So get out of the way. You know what I mean? Get out of the way with your bullshit, with your CRT and your fucking dumbass social experiments in the military. Shut the fuck up. Go do that shit somewhere else.
What were you going to say, Nick? Go ahead.
I was just saying, like their FET teams, the female engagement teams. Like part of me going to recce is so we can hand select that, right? But then this social experiment of putting a female in like our patrol base, and it's like, yo, like I'm packing for 14 days out here. Like, is she packing for 14 days? Because I'm not coddling that. And then also, you know, she's got a fucking tomahawk wound in between the legs that kind of needs a little pampering and taken care of. And like, I'm fucking pissing in a hole. You know, like there's a level of capability, but now she's a liability. And then once you throw a female into that whole mix, now you have, you know, these horny ass dudes that now become this like protector over her that is detrimental to our mission success by having that in there. Because now everyone wants to be big brother and, you know, be the savior of this like female engagement team person. And like she has a stick up her ass because she's out with Reki. And it's like, no, you're not good, like at all. You suck at your job. And to be quite frank, like I'd rather you not come out with us. But it's like, so she can engage with the females. And it's like Afghani women don't want to engage with her. They're not going to tell her anything that you want to know because she's going to get her ass fucking kicked and get her head lopped off if she does.
Well, that's all just American arrogance. That's what that is. Like we seem to think that we've got it all fucking figured out. Like we can go into a place that's been dominated by fucking warlords and religious zealots for 1,000 years and just be like, hey guys, we got a better idea.
Democracy?
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Here's a nice warm glass of democracy for you. That religion y'all been praying about for thousands of years, just forget it. No good.
Yeah.
Come on in here. We'll put a Chick-fil-A up. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Not the case. Not the case. Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, which is someone who has inspired you or helped you become the person you are today. Donnie, you've already given it out on this show. Nick, since you're new to the show, how about you give the Drinkin' Bro of the Week out?
Huge inspiration to me, Leo Jenkins. Leo is a good friend of mine. I aspire to be nearly as cool as Leo.
Leo's cool as shit, dude. Goddamn. Back in the early days.
Are you talking about Leroy Jenkins, the guy that plays World of Warcraft?
No, you're talking about the long blonde hair.
They yelled Leroy Jenkins, and then no, I'm just kidding.
No.
Obviously not him.
You're talking about long blonde hair, Leroy, with the huge beard.
Yeah, Mexican.
Yeah, dude. That guy's crazy as fuck. Back in the early days of the show, I want to say it was episode 5 or 6, somewhere in there. I mean, that early on. Leo was over at the house, at Jared's house, getting fucked up, and he tried to fight Rocco. Did not end well for Leo that night. But God damn it, dude, that guy's a crazy motherfucker. And if you follow his Instagram and shit, like, last I saw, he was living out of a van, like traveling all over the world with a baby, right?
Yeah, I think he's writing for Coffee or Die. So,
is he really?
Yeah, I think so.
He's an awesome person, man. I fucking love that dude.
Yeah, he's got a house down in Todos Santos that he built with his wife. And I've stayed down there with him.
Like during the pandemic or before?
Both. Actually, I mean, he's down there full time now. He's writing now. He's competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which the funny thing is he's doing that in Mexico. So he's kind of he went to gold real quick as far as winning all those medals and just, you know, pummeling those poor bastards down there.
Well, that's kind of on them.
Yeah, exactly. He's a crazy motherfucker and a rad guy, and like he lives that life, bro. Follow his Instagram. He's crazy. Speaking of which, where can everybody follow you guys, and where, most importantly, can they watch the doc?
VeteranTV.com, or download the app on iPhone, Android, tablet, computer, you name it. Let's talk about the war. Episode 1, War Animal, is for free if you download the app. All the rest of them you got to pay to see. And then Donny O'Malley on all social media. And then Nick. And
then my handle is just N_Betts, BETTS.
Okay, awesome. And then real quick before you guys go, I've got a funny story about you, Donnie, from the Black Rifle Coffee opening. We got invited to help them ring the bell for the New York Stock Exchange last week for Black Rifle Coffee. Did a live show from there with Jared and Matt. Evan was obviously in New York. They had a split crew, making sure everybody could join in on the party, and it was a blast. One of our listeners came up and said, hey, dude, do you remember that episode where you guys talked about making Trans Frank with Donny O'Malley? And I said, yes. And they were like, do you remember what happened and why you guys didn't make it? And I was like, yeah, I mean, we had the poster, which Rob, pop in the poster of Trans Frank. Just Google it. It's still out there. It's got Donny on it. It's fucking amazing.
Based on my...
And it's, dude, we were this close to making it. There was a GoFundMe that was about to go up at like 9 a.m. in the morning, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And I got a call from Evan Hafer, and he goes, hey, dude, I hate to do this to you. Put the poster up on screen so people know what we're talking about here. But they go, I hate to do this to you, man, but I don't think we should. This is the one idea I don't think we should do. It's Trans Frank versus Nazi zombies. You can't see, but the poster's on screen now here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Still one of the greatest things of all time. And everybody asked for this to get made. And so we told the story of Evan calling and like us pulling the plug at the last second. And Evan's reasoning was like, you know, maybe in the future, like, I don't know, man, people would come back and then, you know, be pissed off that we made a movie about a transgendered Anne Frank. And I was like, who's going to get angry at that? Well, at the Black Rifle Coffee of ringing the bell for the New York Stock Exchange, this listener goes, hey, dude, remember that story you told about Evan pulling the plug on that? It looks like he made the right decision. And I was like, maybe, you know, I don't know that you could ring in the bell and have a public company with trans Frank versus Nazi zombies out there in the world.
Yeah, but now that bell's rung.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Let's go, dude. Bring it back.
can't unring that bell.
Oh, do you remember there was like an 8-minute sewing scene of the guy sewing on a penis too? That was just, yeah, it was great. Either way, maybe someday we'll make it. Or maybe like right we're on the verge of getting canceled. That's our last thing we put out in the world. And then we just tell everyone to fuck off.
I don't know why it's even a fucking controversial topic.
Yeah.
It's a little girl that fucking realizes she needs man strength to fucking beat the Nazis, by the way, who suck. And zombies also suck, right? I don't know if there are zombie fans out there. She has a fucking transition surgery and then wipes them out. That sounds like
that's
fucking
empowerment right there.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Anytime, truth be told, what I want to do with my transgender character, Donna Brunswick, is I want to actually make it cool to root for a transgender Marine. Like, I think that'd be a cool thing. As a population, they get shitted on a lot. If I can create a character that people can fucking champion, that kind of, can express the truth of the transgender experience in a funny way, that's a fucking win.
You know what you should start swimming for the University of Penn. Swim team.
They're looking for dudes.
Yeah, it's mostly dudes on their female swim team now.
Yeah. I think you'd be great. I think you'd be great. Look, Tyler Perry's got the Medea thing covered. Like, we need a white transgender military guy to help push that into the mainstream.
What about
you're part ethnic. Just keep a picture of your grandma on you at all times.
Yeah, I'm technically a minority.
Yeah,
I'm 50%. My mother's an immigrant.
Yeah.
From what country?
Colombia.
Oh, so you're abuela.
Abuelita.
Oh, really? Fuck off, dude. I think it's abuela. We're good, dude. Tell your abuela I said what's up, dude. Thanks for being here. Check out VetTV. All their projects are fantastic, and they literally pour every dime into making new content. So there's tons and tons of stuff. You can never finish the end of VetTV, I feel like. It's always a blast when you guys are on. Donny and Nick, we appreciate you joining us. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Good night, everyone.